sociopolitics, mental health issues, and nerd culture. I am the inimitable Kay.
And I'm the uninterested Vesta.
And we are joined by activist and worker of the IWW, Keith, the anarchist Viking.
What up, nerds? I'm Keith, Viking reenactor and member of the Industrial Workers of the World, the oldest labor rights organization in the United States. Traditionally, the approach with the IWW has been a push towards a general strike, in which all the workers in the country cease working in order to dismantle capitalism. There are active branches across the nation, and there very well might be one in your own city. Please consider joining.
Yeah, especially if you're a bit of an anti-capitalist.
I'm so down to just not work for a day. Every time.
You're like, nah. Anyway.
I would not work and then just walk in to order some wings and then leave.
Why not just walk in and make some?
Does that give away? No, it's fine.
Walk in, make some, hand it out to anybody that wants it.
Just like,
there's a bunch of different places that serve wings, and we're not even talking about local joints, too.
That's true. Yeah, that's true. All right. So
Anyway.
what are we doing today?
So, you said that the IWW is trying to push for a general strike, right?
Yes.
Meaning that everybody's just like, nah, I'm going to go home and play.
Yeah, well, there are multiple ways that one can do a strike in, really. There was a very famous example recently with Japanese transit workers.
Oh, I remember that.
Yes.
Yeah, they didn't actually stop working. They just stopped altogether collecting money for it completely. Mm-hmm. So everyone could still get around and the rest of that kind of stuff. It's just that people just decide, no, we're not going to uphold these structures anymore.
Yeah, and didn't they actually get what they wanted after like one day of striking like that?
Yeah, essentially.
Neat.
It's very similar to, no, it's not. It's like almost like civil rightsy, where they were like, "We're not taking the bus anymore." But that wasn't workers.
That was a boycott.
Yeah.
I mean, it still affected somebody's pocketbook, but you know, that's how these things go.
Distant cousins.
They might wave each other from across the street. That is not the article I wanted to put up. Hold, please.
We're 2 minutes in and we're already having a hold, please. Today's going really great.
Today, you know what, bitch? Don't even start with me.
Don't.
Anyway, we can jump right into our politics and political nonsense and what we call our Democrats and Republicans.
Yeah.
First and also foremost, leave Ilhan alone.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
I heard about this.
Yeah.
That is nasty.
Yeah. Anyway, so I don't know if you heard about this, but basically, let me actually pull up the article so I'm actually quoting it correctly. So, Ms. Omar, received some death threats by somebody whose parents are also cousins, probably, who said that he loved Ms. Anita Wall. Mm-hmm. And let me see if I can pull up the exact quote, because I'm not giving his name. I'm going to give him the same treatment that the New Zealand terrorist did.
Oh, ooh, New Zealand terrorist, go off.
Yeah. But he called into her office or to somebody that like worked with her to try to get a message to her, which is, "Do you work for the Muslim Brotherhood? Why are you working for her? She's a fucking terrorist. I'll put a bullet in her fucking skull."
Well, I love Kingdom Hearts. Oh, I'm sorry, that was Barney. That was Barney, my bad.
Fuck Kingdom Hearts.
True, honestly. I'm sorry. I love the... Anyway, let's finish. I'm going to start. I'm going to go off on Kingdom Hearts in a minute, but go on.
Okay, we can save that for later. Anyway, so yeah, somebody called in and left that message for, I guess, one of the people who works with her. And hang on, let me actually make sure I'm saying this correctly. Yeah, he called into her office, I guess, trying to talk to her, saying that nonsense. Mm-hmm. Which, you know, is just great, because she's already, you know, a Somali ex-refugee who came here, made a life for herself, and pulled herself up by the bootstraps that a lot of these people like to glorify.
Right.
But that is not the icing on the cake. The moldy orange icing on the cake, Yeah, well, I mean, Anita just had to say
Can
something.
icing get mold on it?
The soft serve shit icing on the cake.
There we go. There we go.
Sure.
Say softer have mold in it, and I've lived that once.
Yeah. So Anita just had to open his damn mouth because why not? And where is his quote? Get the fuck out of here. Anyway.
Have you explained what Anita is?
Oh, right, I didn't. So I've been calling the president Anita Wall because
He needs a wall.
apparently it sounds like a drag name.
Yeah.
Somebody
Anita Wall.
There was a picture I saw on Facebook a couple months ago, like right before I started doing this, where somebody photoshopped him to look like some vintage drag queen. And said, "Coming to the stage, Anita Wall." And it's just kind of stuck because I also just hate saying his name, and it's not even on some Voldemort shit, but like, no.
No. I forgot my headphones were plugged in.
Oh.
I'm like, why did that come out so loud on my headphones? All right.
But so basically, Ms. Omar has been getting a little bit of flack for what she said against the AI pack,
Unsurprisingly.
which we're like, "Oh, you're anti-Semitic, man." To which my immediate thought is, don't you guys have a record of either protecting anti-Semites or being anti-Semites yourself? One. And two, she never said anything directly anti-Semitic. The only thing that she said, or rather, she was just criticizing a group that is largely Jewish for putting their money somewhere that is shitty. That's it. That criticism can go towards a Jewish organization, a Catholic organization, a Christian organization, a Buddhist organization, a Hindu organization, etc. So
that was really fast. So if anybody needs a translation, we will offer in the description.
bitch.
That was really fast.
Okay.
go on.
So clearly, my Chicago is coming out this day.
It goes away.
Are you done?
I mean, that's one of those weird things about Israel is that everybody automatically associates them with, oh, everyone Jewish is automatically in support of Israel.
Yeah.
When that doesn't, or rather is what they most commonly like to use. Israel is the Jew, everyone Jewish is Israel, essentially, which is, I don't think that's
it don't
entirely
work like
accurate.
that. It don't
Yeah,
work
it doesn't.
like that.
It really don't.
But so Anita decided at a Republican Jewish coalition event in Vegas, claimed that she just did not like Israel.
Yeah.
Special thanks to Representative Omar of Minnesota. Oh, I forgot she doesn't like Israel. I forgot. I'm so sorry. Don't you dare associate that cackle with that festering boil in a bad wig. Okay. Like, the problem is, like, she's a villain, but she's sickening. Whereas, well, good sickening. Whereas he's a villain, but he's
He's just sick.
I mean, you're not wrong. Anyway, and no, I doubt he's even remotely on the same hemisphere as Sorry. We're just going to move on to the Anita Chronicles, actually, which is our next little subsection. Starting with this whole Judge Flores bullshit. Did either of you get a chance to read this before we...
I did.
Yeah, I read it a little bit. Basically, mistook one of the defendants for the judge in charge of the case.
Yeah, he just kind of... Okay, I'm going to work on pulling up the actual outline, or the actual article. Forgive me, this is a teeny bit of a new setup with the way I'm doing this. Basically, he derided some mystery person named Judge Flores. Here's his quote. Some very bad court decision. The Flores decision is a disaster. I have to tell you, Judge Flores, whoever you may be, that decision was a disaster for our country. A disaster, and we're working on that. What?
Girl.
The Flores decision
Girl.
it's a case, it's a landmark federal immigration case that...
Like, we get it. You don't
it's
read.
The name of the, it's the name of the plaintiff in the case, not the
we
judge.
we get it. You were dumb as hell and you don't read.
Like
you literally read the name.
and just immediately assume
And you're
there's
like,
the brown.
that's the judge.
There's the brown person that I can point my finger at and hate.
Honestly.
What? Oh, we'll get to that momentarily. But the thing is that if that rule applies, then Roe v. Wade, clearly there's Justice Wade of that decision. Brown versus Board of Education. Clearly, that was
Justice Board of Education.
Judge Brown, motherfucker.
I don't know. I prefer Judge Mathis.
True. Judge Mathis is really that.
What about Judge Judy?
No.
Don't you dare shade Judge Trudy.
Her fake ass judge show. That's why she's not doing good no more. It's all about divorce court. Please.
Anyway.
And that is a black woman that knows it and tells it every episode.
Girl, I guess.
Wow. Okay, so this. Do you see how I have this button?
No, because clearly I just, do that cackle all the time. Anyway, let me pull my damn thing back up.
If you guys wonder why Kay's not in any future episodes, because he's been banned for talking shit about the iconic divorce court judge, thank you very much.
Who said I was talking shit?
You said, I guess. To one
I
of the
guess because
best-
I ain't never seen it.
I guess.
Okay,
Anyway.
Anyway, back on the topic of the president just having a hard-on for hating Latin people. Actually, no.
Or a hard-on for Latin people. Because people hate the people they can't fuck.
No wonder
Good point.
no wonder my growler's always so dead.
Oh. Because bears are basic.
You know what? We're not even gonna. I'm gonna have to take that button away from you. You have too much power. Are you done?
Yeah.
Can we?
Yeah.
Because I would like to.
Okay, go on. Before I do another button.
Bitch.
Go on. Hurry. You have like 2 seconds.
Okay, so he keeps talking. So Anita keeps talking shit about how Puerto Rico is sucking all the aid and their government is bullshit and blah 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 blah.
Like, girl, all right.
There's one fundamental problem with those statements and that sentiment.
Will you tell us what's wrong with that statement and that sentiment?
Puerto Rico is part of the United States. It is considered a territory of the United States.
Oh my God.
What?
Oh my God.
Exactly. And as it happens, the government of Puerto Rico is under the government of the United States.
Holy shit.
No way.
We're gonna get swatted because of this.
Like those damn videos, ladies and gentlemen, we got them.
The fucking black helicopters are already circling
I can
overhead.
already hear
All
them
that
coming.
shit.
You need some helicopter sound effects.
True.
Okay, but he keeps othering the hell out of them in general. Just
I know.
Like,
Which is annoying because it's like, okay, we get it.
well, it's equal parts annoying and just wrong in that, again, Puerto Rico is part of this country. Let's see.
You leave Maya out of this. I heard it coming.
Huh?
I heard it in your throat.
What?
You leave Maya Angelou alone.
And I firmly believe that in order to fix that otherhood, we should probably grant Puerto Rico statehood outright.
That
Yeah.
actually, a bill for Puerto Rico to become the 51st state got dropped on the Senate floor, I think, last week.
Yeah, something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah, there was definitely a bill dropped. I forget where, but I'm positive we mentioned it. We at the very least mentioned it.
Yeah, we did.
on our last episode.
Which if you go on YouTube, Spotify, Google Play, Apple Music, anywhere else, you can go back and listen to them. Mm-hmm. Okay.
Give us some listens, guys, gals, and non-binary.
You
gals.
leave. Get that goddamn Maya Angelou out of your throat.
Are you done,
Are you?
bitch? Anyway,
Your laugh is on every mic on this channel. Do you see that? Do you see that? You need to calm the F down. I want to talk, but you need to calm the F down.
calm the F down. What is this? Third grade?
You know,
calm the F down.
This is a Christian podcast. No swearing.
This is a completely Caucasian and Christian podcast.
Okay.
That fucking get. Oh no.
Frick's pushing it, buddy.
Oh shit.
Okay, let's get some of his lies out of the way because I'm tired and
Yeah.
like I'm pretty sure I'm allergic to self tanner. That's why I probably won't be going to any Ariana Grande concerts or any of his rallies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, so the last thing that Anita Wall was going on and on and on about was a tweet storm that went from a Monday night into a Tuesday morning last week. After blah, 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 Senate on Monday blocked billions of dollars of disaster aid for Midwestern states because, they're kind of soupy right now. Well, it's not wrong. Here's the here we go. Here's the quote from his actual tweet. Puerto Rico got far more money than Texas and Florida combined, yet their government can't do anything right. The place is a mess. Nothing works. He also stated, incorrectly, that Puerto Rico had received $91 billion in aid from the federal government.
That's a lie.
Okay, here's the thing. It's a kind of lie?
That's a lie.
Because, hang on, in fact, FEMA and other agencies have so far distributed $11.2 billion in aid to Puerto Rico, according to the Office of Management and Budget. Some $41 billion in aid has been allocated, while $91 billion is the budget office's estimate of how much the island could receive over the next 2 decades. Mm-hmm. So, of course, Anita decided to pull the biggest number out of there, which I'm surprised you can even count that high.
You know, honestly.
Pulled the biggest number out of there so you can say, look, those brown people are getting too much help. But the man claims to be a Christian.
Mm-hmm.
And the evangelicals just gawk.
Eat him up.
Yeah, they just gawk at his feet.
They want to pinch his cheek and call him Sonny.
You might come away with your finger looking like you were dipping into some Cheetos. Am I wrong?
No.
Though he seems like one of the. Have you ever seen that video of like I forget if it's 2 cats or 2 dogs, but they're separated by a.
Yes, I showed you that video.
Yeah, they're separated by a glass
one of them's
door.
in like one of those stupid staircase wine cellar things, and they're like barking and growling and screaming at each other. And then someone opens the glass door, and then they act like they weren't just fighting. They like look away from each other and everything. It's one of the greatest metaphors for the United States and the entire world.
Oh yeah, it's a great metaphor for him too, because he was talking all that big shit of, oh, if they don't stop the illegal immigration from Mexico, I'm gonna close the border. Which I still will forever be reflecting on the hilarious idiocy of the fact of, if you can close the border so easily, girl, why do you even need a wall?
Hello.
Hello.
Swiss cheese.
What?
I'm so confused. Anyway.
What, you never heard Adele's song, Hello, Swiss cheese? I was wondering if I could get some provolone. Okay.
No.
No. I think we're talking about the Lionel Richie song.
Oh, true. Yeah, the one that came first.
Is it me? Anyway, let's see. So he's backpedaling about closing the border now.
I don't know what you worried about now.
I wonder if that Mueller report is breathing down his neck.
Just Jaws music. Dun.
Yeah.
We're gonna need a bigger boat. Anyway, he's sounding like a serial abuser. Like, I could do it, but because I'm nice, I'm not gonna do it.
I was like, girl, all right.
Nice where? The only thing that's nice is gonna be the day that you get the fuck out of office.
Weird.
I just like that's sounding vaguely like an abuser.
Yep.
I could do this to you and hurt you very much.
Because I'm nice.
But I'm not going to because I'm such a good person.
But you have the thought, man. That's how that works. You have the thought to do it.
You had the thought and had the evil within your spirit to actually express that thought. Mm-hmm. You can have those thoughts of, I could really fuck you up right now. But keeping those thoughts, locked behind your skull is one thing. Spitting them out in an effort to intimidate somebody is another altogether.
And that's that on that.
Mm-hmm. And last but not least about Anita's bullshit, cancer. And I don't mean the kind that just spews out of his mouth anytime he talks.
I'm going to have to be quiet about this one. I have to stay silent about this one.
Oh, please don't, bitch. This is the platform for it.
I can't do this.
Keith, you heard this, right?
Yes, the wind turbines causing cancer.
Oh, not specifically the wind turbines, but the sound from the wind turbines causes cancer.
This shit goes all the way the fuck back to high voltage power lines and people thinking that they cause cancer.
Yeah.
Cell phones cause cancer.
Yeah.
Just
Wi-Fi
being
connections cause
near
cancer.
them. It's
Oh my God.
standard bullshit where they think just random vibrations will cause horrible problems.
You will die.
I mean,
Now,
shit.
hang
You
on.
drink enough water, you get cancer.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. At least with the power lines, there was at least a teeny bit of something to that. When I was in high school, the freshman practice fields were right next to some power lines, and every time I went out there for the first couple of weeks, I could feel the hairs on my hairs on my arm standing up from the static electricity in the air.
The air is charged a little bit, but that alone doesn't cause cancer.
That's not
Right,
gonna
but that's
give
what I
you
mean.
cancer.
Like feeling that.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God, people immediately go, oh my God, we're gonna die because of static electricity. Like, all right, girl.
I'm just, you know what?
You sound like you still have polio.
We're gonna use that as our segue into the rapid fire section. I don't think I'm used to that yet.
I know. I was hoping you forgot about it because I didn't.
I didn't forget about it either.
I think about it every day.
No, because I helped you put it together in the first place.
I mean, I had that idea in my head for like weeks on end before.
Well, yeah,
I
you've been
did
saying, but we haven't actually put anything together. Anyway, moving on to our rapid fire section. Starting off with Fox News contributor Lawrence Jones is getting dragged to pieces on Twitter for wearing a Kevlar vest at the border.
What's a Kevlar vest?
It's the shit that stops bullets, essentially.
Oh, that's right,
Or
yes.
kind of stops bullets.
Yeah, yes.
It's
okay.
Basically, you don't have any real reason to wear it if you think you're going somewhere relatively safe.
Right, and the border area is relatively safe as long as Border Patrol doesn't have an itchy trigger finger.
Yeah, pretty much.
But yeah, he was wearing a bulletproof Kevlar vest at the border where there's nobody's gunshots going off. I guess I feel like there's an effort there to try to make it look more dangerous than it is, and try to go, look, these brown people are dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
That's all
Fox
that
News.
is.
That's exactly what it is.
That's all that is. Yeah, it's like,
It's just like he is getting like he didn't know he was putting in an audition for Drag Me to Hell Part 2 because it is happening up, down, left, right, and center. Even AOC decided to take a swing at him, and I live because she's my fave. Unfortunately, I don't have anything to stand about with her. This week.
really?
Yeah,
It's
I know.
so unfortunate.
Where the hell is her tweet? I've got the page right here. Okay, here we go. Does live from the border mean Party City? She tweeted. Fox is really out here doing the most on a budget to make the border look more dangerous than it is.
Right.
The on a budget part took me
I know. It's like, wow.
out. Like, I want to just have lunch with her and deactivate my stand mode and actually talk politics and stuff because she's super passionate about it, and I absolutely adore talking passionately with people about things that I actually kind of know something about, which I'd like to think I know a little bit after doing this podcast for several months.
Ew. That accent.
What? I mean, I can continue speaking like this if you so desire.
I don't, but go off, girl.
Yes.
Oh my
Well,
God.
with us being,
Oh my God.
shall we go out and go hunting for foxes this afternoon?
And Vesta's just face palming and can't evening.
Next, please.
So Queen Bee.
Oh, I live for this. Go on.
Oh
Go
yes,
ahead.
Queen Bee decided to walk out of who is it again?
One of them shoes that cost too much money for black people to be
Oh no,
spending
it was
money on.
I think it was Reebok.
Oh, so someone not relevant. All right, cool.
Oh wow, I made these notes and completely forgot to say which sports clothing company
I don't think
out of.
I don't think they remember.
It was Reebok. It was Reebok.
I don't think they remember their own name either. They're that relevant.
Well, she walked out on Reebok and walked into Adidas because
She went to Adidas and stuff.
they offered. Look, they. Oh, let me get to my fucking point.
Hey, Adidas offers slob squats. Reebok can't do that.
Okay, that's fair.
Oh, Jesus. Anyway, so she walks into Reebok's offices to try to, to work on inking this deal or whatever. And there is nary a brown face to be found in this conference room.
Unsurprisingly.
Wow.
But her process behind that is something along the lines of, there's nobody here that looks like me or knows any facet of my story. You are not allowed to tell it. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Suck on my balls.
And here's the thing. This is yet another company that, I mean, granted, this is not the same way as some of these other irrelevant people have gotten exposed for not having much diversity in their higher-ups. But you'd almost think that more diversity in your managing bodies would allow you to tell more accurate stories from these points of view or something. It's almost as if there's more than the white point of view or the male point of view.
There is?
Oh my god.
Right?
Progressive ideas.
Yeah, it's like we exist or something.
Oh my god.
And we have stories to tell.
Yeah.
Anyway, wow, I locked my phone screen. I'm just like doing the greatest today.
And by greatest, you mean the most?
I mean, that's kind of in our podcast description. Anyway, but yeah, she walked out. She walked into another, Adidas and did the damn thing, and I'm here for it.
I ain't buying from none of them, but go off.
Yeah. Well, we'll see. Like, if they show off a sickening crop top or something, I may have to pick one up.
No, I can make my own crop top for $350 at the mall with Adidas' logo instead of buying from their dumbasses. Nike too. Nike sucks. Nike sucked for years.
I don't know. I just take all my clothing from the garbage, so that works out pretty good for me.
I mean, yeah, see, it's just you get the same thing in Nike, except you don't pay for it from the garbage.
Or you could do Goodwill.
No, they're not worth the money either.
Yeah, but see, the money isn't going back to those companies. Somebody else already bought those clothes, and you're buying them again for less than what they were paid for.
I guess. I mean,
the shorts I'm wearing are a Goodwill find. God damn it, that's not. Anyway. I don't know. Alright, so we're going to move on, because that was about it for our rapid fire section. I was trying to keep this relatively quick, but we're going to move on to our palette clones. Starting off with my fave, Lupita Nyong'o. There it is. I was waiting for that. But starting off with my fave, Lupita Nyong'o, writing a children's picture book called Sulwe, which, according to her Instagram post, is about loving and accepting the skin that you're in. The best part being is that the little girl on the cover looks like a miniature chubby version of her.
Yeah.
With that same tiny headband and the teeny weeny afro she had. I forget which red carpet look that was, but I live. She's been like slaying her carpet looks as of late anyway.
Yeah, when you get the money to do it.
Yeah, so this is supposed to come out October 1st this year.
Wait, that's when that book is supposed to drop? Oh, I thought it was next year.
Yeah,
this
year? No.
I got it pulled up right here.
Oh, well, clearly I need to do some more Hooked on Phonics because I was not paying attention.
Yeah, it says the street date's October 1st, so unless the street date ain't when it's on sale.
I may or may not grab a couple of these.
Go for it.
Can you imagine me giving like one of those to some of my students at the place I teach some lessons?
Oh my god.
Because, I need to tell you about this when we're off the air. Mm-hmm. But there's been some changes, and yeah.
See why I named the episode this title, right?
Jesus. Anyway, our other little section of the palette clones is Ugandan man Jordan Kanyera was like, you know what? I think I want my land back. So he went and got a law degree and sued everybody to get his
that was funny.
His father's land back.
That made me laugh.
And just like the photo of him on the article is just like a bit of a Mona Lisa smile of you thought I would let you keep that.
Like you thought, bitch.
Bitch.
Give it back.
Bitch, you thought. Anyway, that is actually just about it for our first segment. Unless, Keith, you've got anything to add, anything you want to talk about, anything you want to go into?
Not offhand, unless you want we had any more questions about the IWW. I got something from my one of my fellow workers here that goes over a few things, but
well, feel free.
Absolutely.
The outline is pretty much the outline that we keep is like a way to make this like a guided discussion.
Okay.
We periodically go off on random rabbit chases, so feel free.
Periodically.
You look. Anyway,
Listen.
So basically,
so boom.
We have about 4,000 members across the nation.
Okay.
Like I said, in just about every single major city. Whole lot of at-large members as well who pay dues to the organization, but are otherwise not affiliated with a specific branch. That number's actually gone up a bunch. We've gotten a lot more busy as things have gone the way they have.
Oh yeah.
We're organized in a whole bunch of campaigns nationwide. Like we're organized in a few fast food organization programs. So like with Burgerville out in Oregon and Washington, a few more places out in Oregon. Locally, we have a dill pickle food co-op that's getting organized as well, and a few other places that were in the area that we're trying to get organized and unionized. So
what do you guys do then, aside from the whole wanting to establish a general strike?
well, the way you do that really is you gain connections and class consciousness in workers. So you want to talk to workers in an area and say, hey, are you getting paid enough? Which usually, let's face it, people usually aren't getting paid enough in these days. So it's basically a method of just going in, talking to the people that you're working with, and trying to get them organized together in a union to try and demand better rights and better working conditions. I mean, a boss, one of you guys asking the boss alone, yeah, that could happen, but chances are good he'll just say, nah, I'm not going to give it to you and just fire you. But if all of you ask at the same time, that's understandably.
You can't fire all of us.
Yeah, essentially, you can't fire all of us kind of situation, which works out pretty well in a lot of cases, because what other choice do they have? Finding a whole bunch of people on a short-term basis.
Or getting a bunch of scabs.
And then you've got fun times with that, but...
Right.
I'm assuming you know what scabs are?
Yes.
Okay.
They're not the things you pick.
I picked some right now. Don't judge me.
Gross. Okay, so I'm going to go vomit, and I'll let you all enjoy a musical break. We have... If I can actually... unlock my screen.
It's right there.
These are not my good glasses.
Oh, that's fair. Okay.
My good glasses decided to pop.
Oh, R.I.P. in peace. Anyway, well, I know what it is. It's called Out of My Mind by somebody. It's this really, really cool guy. You might know him. His name is Vesta. Yeah.
Anyway, y'all enjoyed the musical break, and we will be back post haste. welcome back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm just imagining that picture.
I said to go, yeah.
I'm just imagining that picture of her
Continental wear scale.
continental scale
Yeah.
with a teeny tiny.
Yeah, like they have her face off of
We'll show them off
the
the
sweet
air.
new thing. I'll find it.
Let's see if you
But
can
go
find
on.
it. All right. Well, while you're looking for that picture, so he can see what we're talking about. Welcome to our mental health section. Where anyway, sorry, I'm getting slightly distracted. Anyway, moving on to our mental health section. As always, we have our introductory disclaimer. We are a handful of loudmouths with microphones and recording software and such with and forthwith and such as.
That's a lot. Go ahead.
We are not mental health professionals in any aspect. We just happen to have dealt with some aspects of that quadrant of life. So, keeping that in mind, please take what we say with a shipping barge of salt. No, let's make it a shipping container of salt.
Thank you. Okay, that's much better. Bitch, you act like I don't.
Let's just say the average amount of salt contained within one Fortnite player.
Ooh.
That was shit.
Yeah, apparently Fortnite is becoming less of a thing, but
Whatever that is. We go on.
But we can save talking about her for the next segment. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so today we are actually talking about something that's a little more positive than what we usually do, because breaking hearts is fun, but we don't need tears every week when we record.
No tears left to cry.
You know what, bitch?
What?
Anyway, so we're actually going to be talking a little bit. Well, I mean, I guess what we're going to talk about does have a little bit of a sad segment. Mm-hmm. But given that the weather is actually improving, guess what else is improving? My mental health.
Hooray!
I was say my hair care routine.
Well, my hair care routine's been doing pretty well too, but
You pretty much wash and go 85% of the time, don't you?
yeah, pretty much.
I wish I could get away with that.
Same.
My scalp would be like, bitch, I don't know who you think you are.
Anyway, but basically kind of talking about how the seasons and time of year affect our mental health. And I don't know about you two, but between my sudden career shift and the weather improving, my mental health has been going through the roof.
Good.
True. Same.
More sunlight, more warm days. Like our past few episodes, I've been in like jackets and coats and shoes and pants and all that. And right now, I'm sitting in a t-shirt, shorts, and flippy floppies.
I got my rope sandals on.
I'm gonna say them good old uncle sandals.
You know what, bitch?
What?
Those good old fashioned J Cruisers.
Yeah, and Keith's over here with his Jesus sandals.
Jesus couldn't afford that shit.
Anyway,
That's so mean.
what are you guys' thoughts on how's the time of year changing affected you, if at all, and what do you think about the time of year affecting how you feel?
Well, I like the fact that the weather's getting warmer. It means I can go outside and do more stuff with my reenactment buds. And that's been a real big source of a lot of my mental health in over the last year or so. So, yeah.
I have to say that although I enjoy the winter, the summer helps my mood a lot. Spring really, but there's no spring in Chicago, so I kind of have to give it to summer now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicagoland kind of just does it's winter at night and summer during the day deal with it.
Yeah, basically.
Because, I feel like I'm going to regret slightly leaving once we're done recording, because I'm wearing shorts and flip-flops.
It was just pouring rain, too.
Yeah, it was
earlier,
pouring
and
rain, but it was also a crisp 70 degrees.
Which is unheard of for the past few months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Past half a year?
Yeah.
Something, I don't know. It's been a long time.
It's been long
Should have
enough
left you.
without a dope beat to step to.
Step two.
Stop before we get yelled at.
Okay, we're in a better mood.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's okay. So I know, at least for me, the colder months are also associated with all of that. All the the family happiness, goodness, togetherness, blah blah blah, that I haven't had in a while and still don't. Well, I mean, I have some of, but it's not Hallmark card level, or even half a Hallmark card,
Half of a Hallmark.
or even like a Lifetime channel 15-minute special, or even a cheesy commercial.
Lifetime television for idiots. It's one of my favorite Family Guy references. I don't know why, but I always thought that was funny. Lifetime television for idiots. Okay, go on.
Girl, I guess. But and actually that kind of reminds me of that whole family togetherness, having a sense of belonging. I actually have been watching the third series. The third. Clearly, I think I'm from the United Kingdom.
United Kingdom.
Yes, from the United Kingdom, where they call segments of a television show series. Anyway,
I didn't know Maya was from the UK.
didn't know who?
I didn't know Maya was from the UK. If someone.
Oh,
Okay.
shows you who they really are.
Believe them.
The
The
first.
first time. She's about to come out here and backhand us into another nationality. Alright.
Please tell me you know who we're talking about.
Maya Angelou.
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh no,
Not overweight.
we'll have to do.
I'm vaguely aware that she's a writer. However,
Yeah.
I haven't read much of
That's
her
one of
stuff.
the
That's-
most quoted.
And
Pieces
we're
of work.
terrible people in that we do this. boys.
We?
You joined in, bitch.
Yeah, because I'm.
You joined in, bitch. Anyway,
You started.
you got me losing my damn train of thought.
I know, I'm terrible, aren't I?
Anyway, I've been watching the third season of Queer Eye, which Vesta has no interest in.
I just don't. It's just HGTV for the gays.
That's Bravo. Anyway,
Oh, I forgot Bravo existed.
Don't ask me. I don't watch TV.
yeah, I normally don't either, but the fact of the matter is that, and obviously we've got, Queer Eye spoilers, season 3 spoilers. Do either of you care if I spoil it?
No, I'm probably never going to see it.
Okay, well, long story short, the Fab Five are in, for the third season, they are actually in Kansas City. And one of the people they're making over is a 23-year-old black woman. Her name is Jess, if I remember correctly. She was kicked out of her house at the age of 16 for being outed as a lesbian against her own will.
Yep.
And there's just a lot of the things that she was talking about was that the idea of not feeling wanted because her parents, even though she was adopted by those parents, the said parents showing that their love for her was very conditional on her being straight. Like that happening, and her talking about that and how she's doing her damnedest. Like they just kicked her smooth the fuck out, didn't give her a chance to pack up any of her belongings. She was just told get out, and so she had to start from literally nothing and built herself up from 16 and having nothing to being 23 and having a home and having a job, and that episode and then the one right after it just sent me into hysterics. Because she also struggled with her black identity because she was too white for the blacks and too black for the whites.
Oh, that's real. That's real.
So I resonated with her a lot, but the whole lack of a deep family connection is the thing that I resonated with her too. And so that episode, just struck me really hard, and it got to everybody, all of the Fab Five cried at one point or another.
Understandably so.
Especially Bobby, who is the design one, who always has the biggest budget. Because everybody gets a couple $100, then Bobby gets $30,000 to renovate their whole fucking apartment. See, the problem is I'm laughing, but I'm pretty sure I'm right. But he connected with her a lot because he himself was also adopted and was also put out, but at 15 for being gay. And he, built himself back up. So I don't know. That was a bit of a tangent, but it just the whole lack of a family connection thing.
Yeah.
And so she, much like what I've done these days, is she built her own family out of the people she grew close to as she grew up, instead of her adoptive piece of shit family.
Right.
However, she did manage to, through the help of the Fab Five, managed to reconnect with her biological sister.
Wow.
Who her adoptive family told her was her cousin.
Oh, wow. What the fuck?
Yeah. But they reconnected. They looked just alike. Her sister's baby was just like made of chunk. Just wanted to pinch her cheeks.
Oh, you're such a gay uncle.
Shut up.
Would that be a gunkle?
Yes, a gunkle.
Stop.
Or like the mix of an uncle and an auntie, which is just auntie, U-N-T-Y.
Oh.
Or U-N-T-I-E. Wait, no, it's untie. U-N-T-Y.
Hooked on Phonics. Sponsored by Vesta. You know what?
I'll press it again.
Bitch.
Hmm?
No, don't do it. Having fun. That's why you missed. Anyway, bringing that up, and then right behind it, they aired an episode that just like had me and a friend of mine like in actual tears. Like not the like the single slightly dramatic tear that falls if something really strikes you. There's like a couple steps beyond that.
I'm a Pisces. I can't relate to that.
Okay, Blue Diamond.
I cry at everything. Okay.
Oh God, this episode would have sent you into actual sobs.
AKA the reason I won't watch it.
No, they probably would have even cut you pretty deep.
Maybe.
Cut my life into pieces. This is my plastic fork.
So, no, let me finish this tangent and we can get back to what we were talking about. Mm-hmm. But in the one right behind that, there's a father of two, or a widower father of two, whose wife lost the fight to breast cancer as it metastasized and moved to her brain. And as she was going, one of the things that they did, because she found out that she had cancer right after their second son was born. And so what she did, because they found out it was terminal, was that she tried to write as many birthday cards for them for every year.
You're already starting to tear up, aren't you?
And in every card would be a P.S. Be nice to your brother. And so...
All right.
All right, what?
How long for this tangent to be over, please?
And so Bobby took one of the cards, scanned it, blew it up, and took the P.S. Be nice to your brother, and had that engraved into a cabinet that was just dedicated to all of her stuff. And like at the reveal of that, it's just knife right in the chest. Are you all right over there?
So what else are we talking about today?
So we're moving back to the weather affecting our moods.
Yeah.
I'm bad with tangents sometimes. I truly apologize. Go find some tissue if you need it. But I don't know, with the weather improving, with my career path suddenly changing, hopefully for the better, with the sun being out more often, I don't know, I've been feeling a lot better as of late. This, for some reason, this past winter was really hard for me, and I still don't know why. Well, I have some ideas, but that's a little bit into my personal life that you guys don't get to get unless you know me in person. Sorry. I don't know. Do you guys have any other thoughts on the weather and the time of year affecting how you feel?
Although the weather may be improving emotions, it's not improving people's driving abilities.
That's very true.
If I am 2 inches behind somebody's grandma who's doing 8 under the speed limit because there's a little bit of a sprinkle one more goddamn time, I'm just gonna staple my horn on for the rest of time. Wait. No. Run that back. I'm going to change the sound of my horn to the hit single by Ludacris, Move, Bitch, and just staple the horn down so that way it just plays on max volume all day.
There are days that I advocate for car-mounted rocket launchers.
I would
Settle down, James
I'd
Bond.
vouch for that on a regular basis. Scare the shit out of somebody, just fire a rocket at them.
Except instead of like big ass rockets, they're just little rockets.
No,
like
big
little,
ones.
Little bottle rockets.
No, that'd be big ones. No, this needs to be big. Like, huge.
Huge.
Like, it makes them flip, and then it's just like, yeah, speed the fuck up.
I just want a sign that I can mount on the front of my car that's flammable, and I can just light it. It just comes up on fire. Speed the fuck up.
I would do that. Yeah.
or wait. Get like an LED thing that attaches to the very front of your car at the grill that lights up, but in reverse letters so they can see it in their rear view mirror.
Oh, true.
And it just says "Speed up, bitch." Speed up, bitch. Speed up. Except even better, it starts cycling through different languages.
That's a lot.
Speed up, bitch. Más rápida, puta. Plus rapide, pretend.
Okay, are we done?
Are you mad that I can speak?
No, this is a lot. That's a lot of add-ons to a car that none of us has.
Bitch, you know how easy that would be to code with some Raspberry Pi and an LCD screen?
Probably pretty easy, yeah.
Okay, I guess.
Like, it's just text that cycles.
Okay,
Only
cool.
problem is my eyes are so bad I couldn't read it.
Yeah.
So if you're driving behind me, I'd be
You're
cool.
like, cool lights, fam.
Cool lights, bro. Cool kit, bro.
Oh, Jesus. On that note, we're gonna... Unless you've got anything else to say, going once?
No.
Going twice?
No.
Then we shall move on to... Vesta, if you'd like to introduce what we're playing next, because I'm super excited.
Oh, cool. So we're playing this one song. Way to introduce it, Miss Jefferson coming. So if any of you have watched Steven Universe and are caught up on Steven Universe, y'all know the song. It is Obsidian, but Mr. Fahrenheit put that thing down, flipped it, and reversed it, and now it's like a voguey, housey thing by Avian Sarashu. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of the repetition of the line, we need to be bigger.
By our fave.
Yeah. So, enjoy that.
Yeah, enjoy, get your life, and we will be back with some nerdy shit.
We need to be fit. 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 Dare you?
And welcome back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Why are we like this? So moving on to... Okay, let me try that again. So moving on to our nerd culture segment.
No. Say that again.
Moving on to our nerd culture segment.
There we go.
Actually, you've got something you want to talk about to start with.
Cool. In game.
But first, Well, because the thing I'm going to run through is going to take like 10 seconds. What? I'm going to let you have your moment. Anyway, short and sweet. Just because I'm excited about the Critical Role Kickstarter smashed their final stretch goal. At last look, actually, let me pull it up right now as we're recording.
Take over the first spot. Not even ready yet. Okay.
Well, because I wanted to. Oh, Jesus. So, at time of recording, the Kickstarter has 11 days to go. Is sitting at just over 67,000 backers, and completely destroyed their stretch goal. They hit at, like I said, at time of recording, $9.09 million.
Wow.
That's a heck of a lot of money.
Oh, absolutely. That means that they have enough funding to do the initial like short movie that they wanted to do, which was a separate story that took place before the original first stream. And they ended up getting enough funding to do the entire Briarwoods arc, which was honestly one of my favorite arcs in the broadcast. And they're going to do a couple of one-shots as well. I live. That's all. Carry on. So about Endgame.
So Endgame beat out ticket sales for Star Wars 7 in 6 days. Like the overall ticket sales that Star Wars 7 made when they were reporting it, post-release and all. Endgame has already beat it, and it's not even out yet. It took 6 days.
Oh, damn.
And it is confirmed to be 3 hours long. It is also set up, AMC, they're smart asses, set up a marathon for every single movie starting with Iron Man.
All 22 of them.
All 22.
Wait, are they showing them in release order or in chronological order?
No, you can't do chronological. Not for Marvel. Nothing would make sense. But,
why would they start with Captain America? Anyway.
What? Because he didn't come out first. It's going to go in order.
So they are going in release order.
Yeah, it's going to be Iron Man and Thor and yeah. And hopefully not Hulk. Hulk was a bad movie. But, they're showing all 22, and the tickets for those events that are only in like 5 cities. 4 cities, 3, I don't know. It's only select cities.
In a select large metropolitan area near you.
Tickets are $120, which honestly isn't that bad for 22 movies. It's like $5 a movie.
Yeah, but the question is...
That's like a weekend.
You do realize that the runtime for this is about 55 hours and 3 minutes.
59. Oh no, it's 56. Yeah, you're right. Yep.
I couldn't sit in front of a movie screen that
I couldn't either.
Nope.
I don't expect it to sell out, but you know, who knows?
This is for people who have too much time and too much money and too much caffeine.
Yep.
Or, some Adderall.
I can't do that.
Neither can I. Like, I'm not that big of a Marvel girl anyway, so y'all can have it.
Also, Apple HomePod. I didn't know this was a thing.
What is a HomePod?
You know, Amazon Alexa or Amazon Echo and Google Home. Yeah, Apple, way too late in the game, is deciding to do a version called the Apple HomePod, which I don't even want to look at the original price for this stupid fucking thing. It looks like a turd that's got spray painted white.
Oh no. Yeah. That's. Oh god. And of course it's another case of
$299.
Oh,
okay, it was $350. All right. Yeah, so it went from $350 to $299 because probably nobody was fucking buying it. But did y'all think that Alexa wasn't gonna whip your tail for all it's worth? $5.99, $2.99 or something like that.
My thing is
$2.99 or something like that.
My thing is
that thing looks ugly.
Yeah, yeah.
My thing is that Apple, as of late, have become imitators instead of innovators.
They've been imitators. They've been imitators for a long time.
Like that only $2.99. Girl, buy.
Yeah, because no one wants to fucking buy it.
I'm not.
Maybe
A bunch of retail stores are already cut the price for them. Like, no one's buying the fucking thing.
Like, I got my Google Home for $25. It does everything I need it to do.
Right, like
It
I went
plays
to
music.
Walmart and bought fucking.
It plays music at a decent.
I'm sorry,
quality.
not Walmart. Home Depot. Yeah, I went and bought one from Home Depot.
Yeah.
And it was like $20, $25, $30.
Yeah.
For like the mini, and that's
Like-
all you really need, honestly.
And the thing is that it does what I want it to. It plays my music. It gives me notifications. It gives me mail. It controls my smart devices. I can even say, "Hey sis, find my phone."
Yeah. And she'll
it'll-
ring it.
and it'll do the. You'll hear it say, "All right, your phone is ringing. Your phone should be ringing now." And 9 times out of 10, it's like under a blanket or something because I'm terrible with keeping up with my phone sometimes. But like Google Ben did it, Amazon Ben did it.
Y'all late.
I feel like there's a third one that I'm forgetting about.
Yeah, we forget about it, they're not relevant. So, Joker with Joaquin Phoenix. What?
Were you about to say Jock and Phoenix?
No, I almost said Joker again. Joaquin Phoenix.
Sure, Jan.
No, I was about to say Joker again. Fuck off. But yeah, bitch, I will backhand you. You done yet? Alright, so Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. I watched the trailer and I'm actually kind of here for it because it's not stupid looking like the past few Jokers have been.
It's not Jared Leto.
Yeah, it's not that. I kind of forgot that one existed, but I meant the
Everyone else is trying to as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember the other ones I didn't like. Oh, that's stupid the one off of fucking Gotham. That one can fuck off. Yeah, there hasn't really been a good Joker lately, except for Heath Ledger and Mark Hamill. And
Mark Hamill is the GOAT. Fight me.
Heath Ledger for live action and Mark Hamill for not live action. But yeah, actually, you know what? I'm about to say that Heath is a tie for me between him and
Jack Nicholson.
Thank you, Jack Nicholson. Because Jack is one of my favorites.
Jack caught the silly part of the Joker very
The
well.
silly part.
He was more comical than Heath Ledger's Joker.
Well, yeah, because DC,
Like the
DC doesn't know how to make anything interesting.
You know, like the 6 foot long revolver, for example.
Mm-hmm.
Stuff like that. That's more the campy
But
comical
Heath
Joker.
Heath was scary. Heath was scary. Like, sure, it was funny because this joke is supposed to be funny, but yeah, Jack was scary.
You want to know how I got these scars?
Yeah, that scene is sort of overplayed now. I'm sorry, I had to say
My
it.
mother was a drinker.
That's solid snake.
Pleasure. You are gonna abuse the shit out of that button. We're gonna have to fight.
All right. So, anything else we want to talk about?
You got nothing?
Nope.
Keith. Anything nerdy popping up in your circle? What's wrong with the Viking reenactment stuff?
Well, there's a huge giant festival going down in the northeast corner, Missouri, near Knox City. It's called Ravensburg. It's happening in the last weekend of April, and it's essentially a period-accurate fort, wall, longhouse, all that kind of shit in this ranch out there, I believe. It's open to the public one day on Saturday. For reenactors, you have to sign up beforehand to go, and it's looking like there's going to be over 200 reenactors there this year. So,
Wow.
yeah, as far as I know, it's the biggest gathering in the country, but I could be wrong on that.
Wow. Yeah, I've been reenactment. Well, not reenactment, but like medieval combat adjacent. In college, I got a little bit into something called Belagarth. That's LARPing, guys. It was a thing where it was foam weapons and beating the hell out of each other with them. Honestly, it was a case of boys will be boys level of fun.
Yuck.
What do you mean yuck?
To that saying. Ew.
See, here's the thing. That saying is overused and in the wrong way. You know what a good application of boys will be boys is? that video of like 15 or 20 college guys running away from a duckling chasing them. Because I feel like
or a dude doing a backflip on his roof onto a trampoline or something like that.
Yeah, just like goofy fun like that. And that's not saying that girls can't be involved in goofy fun like that either. Guys, girls, whatever. But it's one of those things of where I see that, like, I saw that video of the guys being chased by a duckling, and my first thought is, boys. And it wasn't one of those, like, annoyed ones. It was that eye roll and a smile boys. Not, you know, men being trash boys. But I got pretty far into it. I got pretty good at it, too. I know one of the times I was actually playing, somebody managed to knock the bearded axe out of my hand with a lucky swing. I do this heroic dive roll, grab it in the middle of the roll, and stand up in a pose ready to fight.
It was anime.
It was pretty much an anime moment. Like, full-fledged, oh shit, dive in midair, both feet off the ground, both hands off the ground. Grab it, like there could have been like a camera close-up of me taking a grip of the axe, rolling it, standing with it like this, and the person who actually knocked it out was just like, whoa. But what else? I know I played another round of that with some high school acquaintances, and it was an all-ages event. And this like 12-year-old kept trying me and kept trying to throw javelins at me. So I just so happened to bring my 7-foot-long glaive, which, at least in this aspect, a glaive is a polearm with... It's basically a 5-foot polearm with a bastard sword attached to the end of it.
Yeah.
But this kid kept trying to fling javelins at me, and I'm matrix dodging left and right. And he runs to try to catch him, and I just managed to clip him on his shins as he's running by and take him out of the game. Like, you're gonna try me, you're gonna get fought. Anyway, I don't know. I that's obviously not like what you do, because I've watched what you do, where you guys have like actual metal weapons and metal armor. And,
yeah.
Like Bellegarth, you do get metal. You can have metal and leather armor and stuff. It's just that your weapons have to be foam. But I've watched you guys do that, and it's a little scary.
Yeah, we use metal weapons that are just blunted, so we don't like actually chop somebody's arm off or something like that.
But people
have a lot
risk.
of bruises.
I was gonna say, yeah, you're at risk of having a bruise, maybe a broken bone if you catch a really bad swing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, broken bones scare me. I've never broken one. I'm hoping to never break one.
I haven't broken one in the times I've done it, but I'm tough as nails, so...
What do you think, Vesta? What do you think of this nerdery over here? You're oddly quiet.
Yeah, I'm checked out. I'm sorry. It's not my department.
Wow, too butch for you?
Duh.
You know what? I'll let you have that. I'm the soft butch of the two of us.
And I'm the alpha male. Oh yeah. Oh.
Wow.
Wow.
I have never been so flaccid in my entire life.
Rude. Do I want to go into an album review then? Since our nerd section was a little
You don't have to. Save it for
I
another
can
time.
talk about an album I've been listening to recently.
There we go.
Alright.
I've been listening to an album by the band called The Midnight, who's a synthwave producer out of Los Angeles.
Ooh.
Has a Danish guy singing for it. Really good, but the last two albums that they've been doing have been just really depressing. Like, every single one of their songs has been like, everything is miserable and you can't hook up with the person you want to hook up with, and everything is awful. And that was pretty much all the songs the entire time. And they were done well. It's just, it gets tiring to listen to.
It's one of those cases of it's really well done musically, but the lyrics are so dark it's a bit of a turnoff.
Yeah. So they made a recent album recently called Kids, which is really, really, really good and is not miserable. It's actually happy throughout the entire thing, which is a really nice change from what they usually did.
Okay. Any other comments?
Also, listen to Hades Town.
Oh yeah, that musical that you mentioned to me and a friend a while ago.
You should listen to it. It's good.
Yeah, we might listen to it some later on. I suppose I can just jump in really quick on my thoughts on an EP that Vesta has absolutely zero interest in.
What?
Because it's Emotion Side B by Carly Rae Jepsen, who has a tour coming up, and I'm actually a little bit excited. Don't do this.
Let me know what bar. Let me know what bar she's performing in.
You bitch. Anyway.
Go off on whoever that is.
Anyway, so Emotion Side B is obviously the, I guess some of the songs that got taken off of that album, of the, Emotion album. Carly Rae Jepsen, for those of you who don't know, made that annoyingly viral song, Call Me Maybe, which is one of the only songs of hers that I absolutely despise. But Emotion Side B, this popped to mind because, Keith, you mentioned, well done music but really dark lyrics. That's the case with Emotion Side B. It's very 80s chewing gum pop, kind of danceable, kind of silly, kind of fun. And then you actually listen to the lyrics, and a lot of it is about heartbreak and breaking up and leaving your partner and stuff like that. One of the biggest ones being Store. The chorus is like, if you're only half listening to it, you'll probably pick up in the chorus, which is just like, I'm just going to the store. But actually listening to the lyrics, the protagonist of the song is like, I'm really terrible at saying goodbyes and I don't want this to end. So let's just pretend I'm going to the store, but you might not see me ever again.
Ouch.
I don't know. I like it. Vesta's a hater. Drinking all that haterade, all that hateration and holleration in Carly Rae Jepsen's dancery.
Who?
You look, bitch. So when I go to her concert, I'm gonna go get my life.
Buy me a drink or two from the bar while you're there.
And drink it myself because your hating ass is gonna be at home.
Yeah.
And you'll be missing out on a fun time.
I don't spend money on garbage, thank you.
She's not garbage. The blessings of Carly Rae Jepsen upon you, Keith.
Okay.
Okay, fine. We're just gonna cut that short because Vesta's being a hater. Hater.
Hey, no what?
I'd offer more comment, but it ain't my kind of music so much.
Which is fair. I don't know. Other than that one song, I actually like a lot of her music.
My condolences.
Never mind. I'm not gonna shade anybody that you really like.
Like who? You can't shade nobody.
I can certainly try.
Like who?
Nobody. I'll leave it at that.
Whatever.
Your favorite band is a shit.
I love that. I love that.
Why did that sound like a 12-year-old YouTube comment?
That's the point. That's the point.
Because it is.
It's like, I just learned how to swear.
Who are you gonna try and shade? You can't really shade anybody I like.
Not really. But I'm gonna actually move on. Do you have anything else you'd like to talk about?
No, I'm good.
Keith, what about you? Not really? Well, I guess you guys are going to be quiet. I do have something to say. So, you guys' bloody, sexy, incesty fave is on its way back.
What?
Game of Thrones.
Oh.
Oh, no.
And I mean, you got
I've never
y'all,
heard of that.
You all, as in the listeners. Y'all's bloody, sexy, incesty, limb choppy, eye pokey, eunuch makey, dragon breathy fave is either back or coming back. I forget when it comes out. I don't follow Game of Thrones that
I'm
much.
pretty sure it's coming
I don't
out.
throw it at all.
Because I just know in my job I see the previews for it on TV all the time.
I just
That's
read the books. That's all I've ever done.
Yeah, and I randomly see memes of somebody being ridiculous, and the only response is somebody going, Dracarys.
I wish I understood what that meant.
That's when Daenerys tells one of her dragons to cook some crusty bitch.
Oh, okay.
Which, honestly, I wish I could just have a dragon on my shoulder for that, and somebody's getting out of pocket. I'm like, oh, I hope you like being incinerated. Dracarys. Anyway, somebody, let me see, where is this? The Guardian actually posted a very, very interesting article pretty recently Let me just read a segment of it. This month, the biggest TV show in the world returns for one final dragon-slaying, wall-toppling, throne-nabbing season. In the time since it last aired, memes have been shared, elaborate theories have been devised and revised, bets have been laid, and cosplay outfits have been lovingly stitched. Yet there is one aspect that is yet to receive adequate attention. Game of Thrones, great show, but is it racist?
What? Okay. Go on.
Oh, now you're paying attention.
No, I'm just like, I've heard this before, but go on. I mean, like, I've heard the concept of it, but I don't know, like, because, again, I don't really watch this show, so is it just super not pigmented?
Yes.
Okay.
And that's the thing.
Figured.
We've got, and here's where I get to, like, leave the article alone. Basically, here's the concept, and I'll go into a kind of an inspiring tangent later on. But the idea is we've got all these fantasy worlds with elves and dragons and people that ride horses across a sea of grass and humans that can somehow magically survive fire and people that fuck their relatives left, right, and center and somehow manage to not develop a whole bunch of developmental issues. But somehow somebody who doesn't get a sunburn as easily as the rest of y'all is a big stretch.
It's weird. That's weird to me too, because in the books there was actually a relatively large amount of diversity. You had the people across the sea in Essos were usually, generally speaking, tan or brown. The people in the south in Dorne were described as being tan and brown. There's no reason why they couldn't have this diversity in Game of Thrones. I mean, heck, what's the Mongol people called in there again? I forget. Dothraki. Yeah.
Dothraki.
I mean, that's just straight up steppe warrior kind of stuff. And you've got, I mean, I love Jason Momoa. He's my favorite ever, but he doesn't really represent that culture group really well, I guess.
No, because Jason Momoa is Hawaiian.
Yeah. But he is rad. I like it. I love him.
Yeah, and you and dozens upon dozens upon dozens of people who like men in different ways. But that's my thing is why would it be so hard to believe that there is some kind of diversity in either high or low fantasy? Which I finally learned what low fantasy means, or the difference between the two, and I'm kind of proud of myself. But that's not the point. That's not the big point. My other point to kind of move on to is rounding over to D&D, actually. Since we're talking about fantasy stuff, don't roll your eyes.
No, I was just thinking about the connection there. Go on.
So, in the most recent edition of Dungeons & Dragons, the 5th edition, actually, if you were to page through the player's handbook, in previous editions, you would see, depictions of races, depictions of the classes, people drawn next, like somebody in, like, wearing all black and crouched holding a knife. That's the rogue. Somebody floating slightly with their eyes white with arcane energy, that's the sorcerer. Somebody heavily armored holding a mace and glowering with the image of a deity on the front of a shield, that's a cleric. The thing is that in most of the previous editions of Dungeons & Dragons, the artwork of all of these characters were stacked, unless there's, not counting some of the less human-looking races, all of them looked white as hell.
Unsurprisingly.
We're not going to count the Dragonborn, we're not going to count the Goliaths, we're not going to count the half-orcs, because...
Or the Warforged,
Right, because Warforged are basically, fantasy cyborgs. No.
Robots. They're definitely robots.
Fantasy robots. Dragonborn are, basically half dragons, and they look like, small humanoid dragons. Goliaths were basically small rock giants. And half-orcs are green. So, not counting them, like I said, all the other races, all the humans, all the Eladrin, all the half-elves, all the gnomes, all the halflings, all the rogues, barbarians, bards, clerics, druids, paladins, etc., were all, white as the driven snow. However, Wizards of the Coast got some sense in their system and elected to have multiple people of color actually added to or put in the player's handbook for varying classes. The person depicted for just the human entry appears to be a black femme with I can't remember if they are braids or dreadlocks, but either way, that's one of the first times I've seen myself represented in a kind of fantasy setting like that. And so it feels a lot more inviting to know that people like me exist in this world without me having to be shoehorned in. Mm-hmm. We out here.
Right.
So if it's not that hard for D&D to do it, then why is it an issue for gigantic multi-billion-dollar TV shows like Game of Thrones to be like, hey, there's brown people out here that are auditioning. Let's actually put them in the show. I mean, the author of the source material put them in the books.
They don't care.
I mean, I know they don't care, but at the same time, like, girl, why?
And the weirdest thing about that for me is that the fan base for D&D and tabletop games has traditionally been these kind of really, really neckbeardy, awful types. So you would think them that they wouldn't push as much in that direction, and it's kind of telling that the rest of culture really hasn't caught up to a gaming culture which has normally been kind of
What do you mean?
just in terms of a lot of tabletop gaming cultures have been kind of gross in the past.
Yes, it's very true.
Yeah, I mean, we can just expand that to gaming culture in general being gross and toxic. That's the majority of the reason why I play on PlayStation and not on Xbox.
I'm PC. That's what I do.
I just don't play in general because a lot of nerds are just a bunch of assholes. So.
Yeah. So my running thing is, if you want a really good multiplayer experience, get an Xbox. I will always vouch for Xbox being really good with multiplayer. If you want solid single player experience and a lot of original content, go for PlayStation. That's how it has been since PS3.
Since the original PlayStation.
I'm talking about in recent years, at least. PS3 is still semi-recent.
That's fair, I guess.
I played this private server MMO at the moment, which is pretty neat. But
I'm just to finish up my point, which is obviously not something super fiery. I'll get something will come up at one point or another that'll get me really going, y'all, because I'm sure somebody out there likes me going at my face going at light speed and turning slightly red with being annoyed at something. Like, Keith, you actually, and I'll see if I can dig this up, me going on my rant about North Carolina being ain't shit.
Well, North Carolina ain't shit.
True, but that was just de facto ain't shittery.
Yeah.
No, what I was talking about was some de jure ain't shittery, and that was something I wanted to set on fire. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. I like seeing more of myself in, fantasy representation. That's part of why I loved WakandaCon, because it was a lot of Afrofuturism and Afro-based fantasy.
Yeah.
I love seeing, like, on Critical Role, since I mentioned them previously, love seeing Kari Payton show up as a guest character, because his player character is unapologetically very black and very suave. Have I shown you the artwork of him?
I don't think so, no.
Okay. Well, Kari Payton plays a cleric named Shakasta, who is a thin. He's a cleric described as very thin, very waifish, with a solid white afro of little finger tendrils of hair coming out of his head. Just unapologetically describing your fantasy character as somebody who could look like me or look like that they're related to me is, I don't know, it's endearing. It's something great to see that there's more of us in typically homogenous spaces.
Yeah.
Because believe it or not, a lot of people have interest in these, and the more likely they are to feel welcome, the more likely they are to patronize your interests. But that's all I've got to say. Anybody going once? Going twice? Anyone have anything else to say?
Nope.
Something on your spirit?
No.
I'm good.
All right. Yeah. Okay.
Kind of thirsty.
Yeah, so.
I'd like a glass of water.
Yeah, this is
We'll take care of you once we finish up here. In that case, that wraps up yet another episode of the Baldwin Kids. Keith, thank you for joining us today.
No problem.
If any of you listeners out there have any questions, comments, or great ideas, or just want to say hi, feel free to shoot us an email at askthebkcast@gmail.com, or You can give us a like and a DM on our Facebook and Instagram pages. You can also get a hold of me on Twitter. I am at the Iron Magnus. That's THEIRONMAGNUS.
You can find me on Instagram. I am Vesta with 2 underscores, or house_of_fire. That's it.
If you want to see Vesta's pretty face.
And you pretty much can't find me anywhere since I don't have an Instagram or a Twitter. So, good luck finding me.
Well, I mean, they may not be able to get a hold of you, but if you want to learn more, do you know the website for the IWW?
IWW.org.
Well, there you go. If you all would like to learn more about the, international?
The Industrial Workers of the World, yeah.
If you are interested in learning more about the industrial workers of the world, please feel free to open up your favorite browsing application and travel to iww.org.
Please join. I like doing activism with more people. It's fun.
Yeah, you did you know what? We can talk about this off the air. But just to finish up, we are a TSRP Network podcast, and we will see y'all next time. Do better.